When you're starting to grow your firm and you're looking at your first, second, third employee, very often you'll go and look for part-time employees, partly because you can't afford yet a full-time employee, but often it's easier to get a very loyal member of staff on part-time hours. But how do you keep them? How do you retain them? And actually, so how do you keep part-time employees in your accountancy firms? How do you retain part-time employees in your accountancy firm? Well, actually, it's just the same way that you would with a full-time employee. So the first thing is you want to have a regular dialogue with them. So you want to make sure ideally that even if it's just a really short conversation once a week, you're just having a quick chat, how's things going? How you're feeling about it. But you're making sure at least once a month that there's a longer conversation on how are things, what are you looking, are you happy? What do you need from your role to feel happy and fulfilled? And really understanding what motivates them, why they come to work, and making sure as much as possible that you within your firm can accommodate their needs and requests. For example, do they need to reduce their hours during school holidays? Maybe if they're looking after an aged parent, which is one of the reasons why they need part-time hours, they might need a little bit more flexibility occasionally to work from somewhere else. Say, for example, if they need to be on site with their aged parent. And so really understand why they want to be part-time and look how you can really help address that. The second thing is make sure that they've always got work that's interesting. There are always going to be times where somebody's got to pick it up, but knowing what motivates them and being able to match that as much as possible is one of the reasons it's going to keep them. Now, the next thing is just because they're a part-time employee doesn't mean to say that they're not interested in progression, they're not interested in pay rises. Always make sure you're not taking them for granted. Where are they valuable? And make sure that you know that value and that you are making sure their pay and their benefits are matching that value. So to sum up, how do you keep part-time employees in your accountancy firm? Or how do you retain these these part-time employees in their accountancy firm? Firstly, by following pretty much the same rules as you would for a full-time employee. Make them feel wanted, make them feel valued. Next thing is really understand their motivations for being part-time and see how you as the firm can be flexible to make sure that you're meeting those drivers. And then the third thing is don't forget that they still may be looking for progression. They still may be wanting to see that their pay is going up with the value they give to their firm.